How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. Yeah. Fucking Stouty McCoffee time. In the form of Goose Island Brewing's, it's their Bourbon County Coffee Stout. I don't think I've reviewed the coffee before. It's been quite a while since I've actually had the coffee version. Had a couple times in shares and stuff like that. Never actually sat down and drank the coffee version to my own kind of devices alone and whatnot, and kind of looking forward to it. First things first, got to thank you, Brad, for giving this to me. He is local, awesome, fantastical dude. You've seen him in some of the reviews that I've posted. He's done joint reviews for me. He actually toes the AB InBev side of things. He actually works for a distributor, and we carry these kind of things, so he was my hookup on this. So thank you very much, Brad. And yeah, let's dive into it. As far as what it says on here, Bourbon County, the original brand coffee stout. It's a 2017 version. Made with Intelligentsia Black Cat espresso beans. I remember reading a blurb about the coffee in this. Yada yada. Anyway, it says develop in a bottle up to 5 years. Pretty anti-thought process when it comes to the coffee side of things, but whatever. And this was bottled July 17th, or July 25th, sorry, 2017. Today is January 26th, 2018. So there's a few months on her. 12.9% alcohol by volume. Done and done. I still really do enjoy the Bourbon County bottles. I don't enjoy that they went to these size bottles. I preferred the old 12 ounces, but the branding from the embossed kind of glass, this little tag here, everything about it since they kind of launched it a couple of years ago, I really fucking dig it. You know what I mean? So, marketing wise, I mean, AB InBev has billions of dollars to throw at that shit. So, let's give this a pop, see what she's got. I don't remember the last time I reviewed a Bourbon County beer. I don't do it that often. Even when I post this, I'm going to be very late to the party. But I was kind of in the mood for a coffee stout. And this will definitely, hopefully, foot the bill. So, not a big head on there. It's a kind of a big, fat, odd-shaping glass here, so I didn't generate a big head on it. Kind of just south of where I like my coffee look like color-wise, head-wise. And she'd be dark, you know? She's a big, dark stout. Who would have thunk it? So, yeah, we're off to a typical start. See if we get a nose on her. Okay, you're definitely getting coffee vibes in there. You're getting a rich, deep roast. It's nothing too sweet. Definitely getting a little subtle, kind of bittering kind of astringency to it too. Could be from the malt. So, yeah, a bit of rich, dark malt, a bit of rich, very dark coffee. A little bit of barrel char, maybe even a little bit more barrel char than I'm letting on, because a lot of that bitter and kind of astringency coming from the malts and the coffee and all that is kind of knocking that back for me. And there's a sweetness in there. I know it's going to be sweet, but kind of smelling it doesn't come off all that sweet. It's a lot of bittery malts, a little bit of that kind of astringency thing from multiple avenues, kind of lending you to think this is going to be not so sweet of a beer. But it smells nice. It smells rich. It smells almost super savory, almost like an overcooked kind of, not cooked, overcooked, but kind of like a really kind of seared, charred kind of steak kind of savory to it. So, just going to dive in. Cheers. Way less sweet than I thought it would be. You know, these Bourbon County beers, especially the variants, they can get a little heavy-handed with that sweetness, especially like, you know, the Northwoods variant, or even, you know, barley wine, obviously a little bit sweeter than the stouts. Even the base stout tends to come off a bit sweeter for me. I did have this year's stout, actually, drank it to myself. Didn't do a review on it. Might throw it out there eventually, who knows. But yeah, this comes up. That's the first thing that jumps out to me, that it doesn't have that kind of overt, over the top sweetness to it. It's still sweet, though. You know, it's just not over-the-top sweet. The coffee in here comes off real nice. I'm really surprised how drinkable this is, actually. The roasted malts, the barreling, and the coffee, much like the nose, are very kind of intertwined. They're not separate. They're very kind of rounded and connected. They're impactful, but not over the top. There's a soft curve between all of them. So you're not getting this kind of jarringness out of it. You're getting that nice roasted malt with a little bit of kind of bittering to it. You're getting a nice kind of coffee. It's big enough to kind of show you that it's a coffee beer, but not too big enough to be like, I'm fucking coffee and screaming at the rooftops. Then you have that nice kind of barrel char and that nice kind of oakiness, that kind of toasted, roasted, kind of burnt kind of oakiness with a little bit of kind of chocolate vibes going along with it. All in this nice soft kind of curve. And it has enough sweetness to really kind of balance it off perfectly. I'm going to say this is probably one of the more balanced big barrel-aged stouts that I've had in recent memory. And that's a good thing. I mean, it's robust, it's big, it's not for the faint-hearted, but at the same time, it's super drinkable. It's not hot at all. It tastes like it's actually aged quite a bit already, but the coffee's still readily apparent and very vibrant enough to where you're like kind of confusing. You're like, okay, this is what it should taste like after sitting for a couple years, but it's already kind of at that drinkability point you usually wait for beers like this to kind of reach. There's like little bits of stuff floating in there too. I don't give a shit. Yeah. This is really good. This is a really good beer. You know, AB InBev. It is what it is. You know what I mean? It's a big, huge, you know, conglomerate-owned company. You want to poop on it? Fucking knock yourself out. Do I want to champion it? No. I mean, you know what I mean? Obviously, in the grand scheme of things, if I have a choice, I'm going to go with something that I know is going to kind of put the money more directly into a brewer's pocket. But that's kind of where I draw the line as far as when it comes to the stuff that I'm doing here. Good beer's good beer. You know, it sucks when it has some kind of nefarious kind of angle or modus operandi to it. You don't want those things to happen, but I don't want to deal with any of that bullshit. You know what I mean? I just want to crack a beer, I want to drink it, I want to talk about it on camera, and if you guys agree or don't agree, whatever, gives a shit. I don't want to put on the kind of fuck you AB InBev or fuck you this guy or fuck you that guy, unless you're specific asshole, you know, people in general. You know, and I just kind of want to drink on it and just talk about it and what it is. And what this is a really good coffee stout. Really good barrel-aged coffee stout. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you drink this, unless, you know, you get one that's sideways or whatever, if you drink this and you say it's trash, then you're wrong. You're just straight up wrong. Can you say it's trash because you have some kind of deep-seated hatred for it? Sure. But, you know, when you go into these things, you try to strip any kind of, you know, biases you have. At least I do. And what I end up with here is just a really fucking good barrel-aged coffee stout. One of the better ones I've had, you know. And honestly, there's been more impactful ones. There's ones that, you know, the barrel comes through, or the bourbon comes through, or the stout comes through, or the coffee comes through. But for this one, it's so rounded, you know, it's so drinkable out of the chute. To me, that's a super positive. So yeah, let's talk about it. Is it one of the better coffee stout, barrel-aged coffee stouts I've had as of late? Yes. Value and availability, it's, you know, Bourbon County, you know what I mean? Typically, it's so rare, everybody can get it. And price-wise, usually it's anywhere, who the fuck knows? Anywhere between $9 to $20 a bottle, depending on who wants to price gouge you today. And leave you with, if you like what? The availability portion of the show, coffee tends to be a little bit rare or whatever. Who fucks? You can find it if you want it. That's all I know. And leave you with, if you like what we like, it's if you like coffee barrel-aged stouts. I'm going to leave it at that, because what this is a really good coffee barrel-aged stout. So if you like coffee and you're mixed stouts, and you want them together, in the barrels, and the things, this will do you proper. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you didn't, anywhere in between, down there, Words and Stuff and Things. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Tap. Massive Beers, all four of those places if you want to check this dude out somewhere else. And another review down. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a nice, sweet, delicious coffee stout right now. And we'll see you next time. Cheers.